10 years ago, my mom married a sidekick. He has a lot of answers, and I have a lot of questions. Here's what we talk about. All right, welcome back to my channel. Hey, welcome back. My name is Alex. Hey.
I'm Riz. I'm the psychic stepdad.
That's Riz, psychic stepdad.
Don't point at me.
What do you mean?
I don't like being referred to like this.
That's Riz.
Should be like this. This is my psychic stepdad.
No one's introducing me on this channel.
You need no introduction.
Y'all know that I do. Okay. So this is Riz.
Go like this.
This is as much as you get. He's psychic and a stepdad at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you want to talk about today?
Topic today.
Every episode is a surprise. I don't know what she's going to say. And you're going to say, well, why don't you psychically know? Because I stopped myself so that we continue to have fun. Otherwise, I would have no fun in life, constantly thinking about what's going on.
What was happening next. Or thinking
I don't know everything that's going to happen next, but
you'd
because
be
of the way
like,
I was this way even when I was a kid, I could feel what was coming next. So then when it comes to these kinds of things that I
can kind of do that too.
I want to be surprised. I just kind of block myself and I just don't pay attention.
All right, well.
So I don't know what you're going to ask me
I'm
today.
doing this question today because it just needs to be done at this point. This question just needs to be discussed.
All right, I'm ready.
You're probably trying to tune
I'm
into
going to drink my coffee as you asked so that I can control my expression.
Are you tuning into it right now?
No, I'm not. Go ahead.
So today we want to talk about spirit guides.
My favorite topic.
Yeah, I know you've
One
been
for me
waiting.
today.
He's been waiting for me to talk about this.
Let's talk about them.
He's been waiting, so I was like, you know what? Let's just do it. Let's do it.
Check it off the list.
All right. So, what are spirit guides? Which we have kind of touched on it a little bit.
Spirit guides are referred to mostly in ancient cultures, right? Indigenous cultures.
My culture.
And doesn't matter, we're not just referring to Native American culture, we're referring to all cultures before the church and all these other institutions got in and started using the word angels. But spirit guides are, in a sense, they're not angels in that sense where they're just watching over you, trying to protect you. Spirit guides are actually working with you so that you have a powerful life, you live your best life, but you live a powerful life and grow. And so the spirit guide's job, yes, they have a job. They are assigned to you. And your spirit guides are a team. You don't have just one. Everybody always wants to know, who are my spirit guides? Well, only the ones that are wanting me to know are going to say. No medium can demand to know any information. Whatever comes to them, they are allowed to be able to listen to.
Whatever you're allowed to know.
Whatever you're allowed to know.
And the recipient is allowed to know.
And to share, right. So spirit guides are, you could call them your protectors, because I think that they probably have protected us. But really, sometimes they lead us into situations that are tough because we're supposed to grow there. So spirit guides can be, sometimes people have spirit guides that have been well-known personalities, and they'll say, how could I have...
Like Kurt Cobain.
Kurt Cobain or Tesla. These were very powerful beings even on the planet.
Yeah.
They came for a short time. They had a ton of energy, ton of spiritual, powerful energy that people gravitated towards. So their time on this planet was limited and done when it was supposed to be done according to their own karma, their own path, their own destiny. Now, spirit guides do not incarnate on the planet anymore. They do not come back to have a physical life.
So they'll never come back for physical life?
No, they don't. Not like an earthly physical life.
Maybe an alien. That's another
something. That's a whole other discussion. But no, they are what I call interdimensional. So they are assisting us while we are in the physical. They don't incarnate because they've reached a level. They've graduated.
So they've graduated human.
Yeah, you don't graduate just because you die, by the way.
No.
What sense does that make?
I know that.
Right. It doesn't make any sense. So you learned a lot in 80 years and that's enough for eternity? No, there's a lot more information.
Sometimes you have to come back.
You must come back.
Many
if you're a man,
times.
you'll come back as a woman. Maybe many times. And the reverse is true.
So by the time you become a spirit guide, you've
done it all.
You've been a human so many times.
You've tried everything in the candy store.
Every single piece of candy.
You've eaten it. You've tasted it 3 times.
They can tell what that candy was made out of.
I like where we're going with this.
You can make that candy.
Yes.
You are the candy maker.
You know about that? That was a message from a long time ago.
What? No.
You are the candy makers?
No.
Okay, so I led a group channeling session. This is really interesting. This is all really happening right now.
I'm a little bit psychic.
She is. Can I tell you something about that? When you live with a psychic and you're interested, you have to be interested, it will rub off on you in terms of the ability. Now, why? If you live with a really good singer, eventually your ear is going to become more attuned to what are the right notes to sing. So any one time you live with anyone who's masterful, someone who's a great chef, and if you're interested, you're going to end up being a good chef. So it is a skill, it is a muscle that you develop.
I mean, I'll never be...
No, because that's not what your gift, you're not here to do this with your life.
I can just learn how to...
Be better.
Be better with my own intuition and slight psychic abilities. But I have a little psychic.
Okay, so let me just tell you what you just did a few minutes ago.
Okay, what
you just said...
Candy maker.
The candy makers. You said you are the candy makers. That was a message I gave like 7 years ago to our group of friends. When I was channeling, the spirit guides were having fun with us. And they said, look, life is really sweet. Life is full of all this fun. And guess what? You guys are the candy makers. Meaning the spirit guide was using this metaphor that you are the candy makers to give us the message that we are in control. Sorry, we are in control of our life, meaning how we react to it, whether we react in a positive way, so life is sweet, or a negative way where life tends to get sour or bitter. And you just said you are the candy makers. I've never heard you say that.
I was going to say, who says the word candy maker?
Spirit guides have very beautiful, funny language.
No, but what I'm saying, for me,
nobody does.
Why would I say that word candy?
I don't know, except for that you were tapping into it while we were talking about spirit guides. So very good. You get a gold star. But you still have to do the dishes tonight.
I do the dishes 18 times a day. So. Anyway, more questions about spirit guides. So that's what a spirit guide is. Spirit guides, who can they be?
Okay, who can they be?
Who can they be?
They can be a personality that has been very well known. Sometimes it's a Native American chief. Sometimes it is an inventor. Sometimes it's a composer. Maybe a famous contemporary musician or artist. People say, well, I'm not a musician. Why would I have that famous composer as my spirit guide? Because they're not here to talk to you about music, but they are here, get ready for this, to talk to you about the orchestration, the harmony, the melody, the rhythm of your life. And who knows more than a musician or composer about those things? So
you have a team of spirit guides. From what I know,
they have different jobs.
Based off of what you're going through in life and what part of life you're at, you'll have one team member come forward as your main guide. So there's a guide that's called a gatekeeper. And so they come and go. There's a gatekeeper. That's like the one that's been with you the longest. What is a gatekeeper? He's like the guy who runs security at the club, who checks your ID, makes sure you're on the up and up to come into this club. Your gatekeeper makes sure that there aren't any low-level spirits to come in and start giving you advice. That's the gatekeeper's job. Then you have guides who are... Red Eagle is my gatekeeper. And then you have... I don't know who mine is. Yeah, we never looked into it. Then we have spirit guides that are temps, like temporary workers at your office. They come in to help finish a particular project that you're working on. You know who one of my first spirit guides I found out about? Who? No, Napoleon Bonaparte. Napoleon. Crazy Napoleon was one of my first ones I ever found out about. But he was so kick-ass, wasn't he? Yeah, he took over. He was this big and he took over. That's when we first met you and you told us. I always remember, I was like... Right? Isn't that interesting? You're not in the military. You're not about but you were definitely interested in building your empire. So Napoleon came to give you advice on it, which he did, right? Yeah. Your spirit guides can also be male, female, but they also can be elementals. That's what I was going to say. Come in the form of water or kind of a blue light. Wind. We call that an elemental. Mist. They could have a name. If you don't know your spirit guides' names, but you feel them, they're happy with whatever name you call them.
And eventually you will find out the name. I've given readings to people where I would say, oh, there's someone around you, and I'll give a name. Let's just make up a name, I don't know, Violet. And I'll say, who's Violet? And the person will say, I don't know any Violet, but that's the name I've always wanted to name my daughter. I want to have a daughter one day, and I've always said I'm going to name her Violet. And then, but I already feel this person. They're like, oh my God, is that my daughter? And I kind of look in psychically, and I go, no, it's not the daughter. It's the spirit guide's name is Violet. And this person has felt their presence, has always liked that name. And they'd always thought, and now they could name their daughter that.
But that's why they were attached to that name in the first place. Mm-hmm. And so, what about animals?
Spirit animals. We should do a whole episode on spirit animals.
Okay, but are spirit animals different from spirit guide animals?
So spirit animals, we're not talking about your pet or that has passed away. That's not your spirit animal. Your spirit animal is an animal sent from the universe that is like the qualities that are in you that need to be brought forward. They're already in you, but they need to be brought forward. So
if I had a dream, like the other night, I had a dream about 3 animals.
Okay, tell me which ones they were.
It started off as a flamingo, then it was a giraffe, and then it was a kangaroo.
Okay, so let's start with the kangaroo.
And they all kind of, in the dream, they all were very similar to one another in the feeling. Like, I didn't realize until I woke up that it was 3 different animals. In my dream, it was all one animal. And then when I reflected on it when I woke up, because I always remember my dreams, I was like, wait a minute. It came at first as a flamingo, then it was so it changed.
Okay, so if you remember the order,
yeah,
I would go through the order. But let's say the kangaroo. Was the kangaroo the third one?
The last one.
You want to know why that makes sense to me?
Why?
Because what are kangaroos known for? Their babies in their pouch. That's what they're known for.
Right.
They carry their baby right there. Every time you draw a kangaroo, people talk about that. So I would say that because that was the number 3 animal, it was about what you're birthing in life, whether it's a project, whether it's a new friendship, whether it's a new romantic relationship, whether it is you're deciding how you're going to take care of your body differently. So birthing, anytime there has to do, and kangaroo to me represents birth. Also, of course, agility, right? Because they're so fast. And they're very loving animals to their pack. So there's all sorts of things you can look up at what are the attributes of the kangaroo. But for me, what I'm getting, why you dreamt of that, is because you're birthing something. Was the flamingo the first one?
Flamingo was the first one.
Okay, so the flamingo, the reason why flamingos are pink, do you know why?
Because they eat shrimp. Okay,
so they eat something, and then that thing that they are digesting comes through in the color in their fur, their feathers. Okay, so what that tells me is there's something it's information that you are receiving, and that you are getting new information, and you are finally digesting it, where now it's going to show up for you.
Very nice.
And then what's the second one?
Second one was a giraffe.
Okay, so...
And this giraffe tried to climb up a wall to get out. And it couldn't because its body is not made for climbing walls.
Right.
Which is interesting because then it turned into a kangaroo that hops.
That could hop. Okay, so this is such a great dream.
So, yeah.
So what she discovered was that she's able to see over the wall. The wall could be the things that have been blocking her in life. Or just the obstacles to get what we want to get in life. So she has a long neck. She's looking over to where she wants to be. She sees, okay, I want to be over there. I'm supposed to be over there. Let me try to climb up. And then not being able to. Not being able to means you were looking at yourself and saying, what are the things that I can't do? Was I even meant to have that? Do I even deserve that?
Well, yeah, because that giraffe was not meant to climb that wall.
Right. That's a version of you. Then you transform, the animal transformed to show you that you can turn into something else, another version of yourself that has the qualities to get over that wall, which is the kangaroo. And the kangaroo represents the birthing and carrying the little one. Carrying the little one means the little version inside of you that is wanting to manifest your hopes and dreams. That's like a symbol for you. So this is a very powerful dream, and those animals are your spirit animals.
So those would be my spirit animals right now.
Yes, they came to give you that message in the dream.
So not necessarily my spirit guide.
No, I've never seen a spirit guides if they come in the form of an animal, because it's your spirit animal.
Okay, so it's a little bit different.
Right.
Okay, well, those are my spirit animals last week.
Awesome.
Are they currently still?
I love it.
Yeah, it was a really intense dream. I woke up like, what the heck? Because I felt very...
Do you like the explanation I gave you?
Yeah, it makes sense. Well, if you think about it, you go from flamingo, which are not very agile at all.
Right.
Stiff.
Then you grew. You decided maybe I need to get taller.
So I grew to something that's still not very agile and can't really...
But at least it grew.
But it grew. It grew. And then I went to something that is known for its fast and jump high and strong.
You know, I feel that we would all have much more powerful dreams if we weren't just constantly in, just deluged with television and internet and images and stories being told to us all the time, that we lose sight of the dreams. And in native indigenous cultures, and every single person, your ancestors were indigenous tribal cultures. It doesn't matter. You don't have to be Native American or Indian from India or African. You can be white and you be from whatever country you're from, and there's tribes who have this kind of teaching in them. There are always channels and psychics and people who had a gift.
Yeah.
So
it's more of an ancient culture.
It is.
You'll find
but think about it. You weren't distracted with stories being told to you all the time. So
your dreams are clear.
Your conscious.
Like last night, I was watching
it'll be wider.
About wigs, making wigs, and I dreamt last night about making wigs.
That's why they call it a TV program. It programs.
And I woke up and I was like, no way. I had an intense dream about making freaking wigs. It was fun though. I had fun. Anyway.
Listen, I have nothing against TV. I'm just saying that you got to have some balance. TV. You got to have some balance. And understand. I try not to watch TV before I go to bed because I don't want the dreams to be about what I just watched.
Like making wigs. Yeah, that's true. Okay, so back to spirit guides. Somehow it always comes back to dreams. Always comes back to dreams. Anyway, back to spirit guides. So what if you can't feel your spirit guides? Because I personally...
Most people can't.
I personally don't think I've ever been able to really like sit and meditate or ever just like, oh, I feel this person being...
to try to do something you've never done before, especially something that you're not sure you believe in.
I do believe in it.
No, I'm just talking about you, yes.
Oh,
I'm talking about it for regular people.
Especially if you don't believe in it, I think it's from...
Yeah, because how are you think you're imagining it? So when I teach a class on how to connect to your spirit guides, I tell people, and I tell people, it's okay if you think you're imagining the spirit guide. I lead them in about a 45-minute meditation, relax them, and then I give them visual imagery. And we go to a place. We find ourselves transported to a place that's very beautiful and serene, and that the spirit guide resides there. And to let yourself be open and to see what comes forward. So it's different for everyone. There's no right or wrong answer. You have to commit yourself to that kind of thing. And then after a while, you'll start to feel it. I think that the universe gives you signs. When I first started knowing who my spirit guides were, I saw little confirmations that I got in my day. Like I saw something that reminded me of it, or I'll literally see the name.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere.
Yeah.
That's such a great feeling when you get this confirmation from the universe that something that you were thinking about shows up.
I'm trying to think of my last spirit guide. I don't remember. It's been a while. But yeah.
So your spirit guides are always working with you, whether you know it or not. And they're waiting for you to develop the conversation. Why? Why aren't they just doing what you need them to do? This is not a free ride. You think this earth is a free ride? This is a school. Put two together. You gotta learn.
Like, just give me these subscribers on this channel, spirit guide.
The spirit guides, yes, help us get subscribers.
They're like, honey, no. You gotta do the work.
You gotta do the work.
You gotta put more videos.
Right, and they also want you to figure out, like we're going on with this channel, we're figuring out how we want to talk, and we're relaxing and talking about it and seeing what works. But really, it just comes down to what information we're providing. And we decided between us that let's just provide information. You're not going to tell me what you're going to ask me. I'm going to give a very honest answer coming from the background I come from. And that's it. And then the universe can take it where it needs to be taken. And then already look how we're making all these friends and people are, commenting and sending us emails, and it's great. So thank you for all of that. And don't forget to comment below and ask us questions about spirit guides.
What you want to see, what kind of videos you want to see. If you could ask a psychic something about the universe.
Yeah, that's fine.
This is literally an opportunity to have a real sidekick that is going to answer questions.
For sure.
So I think that's important.
Yep.
Are you getting up right now?
Why did I feel like I was all right for me to get up?
You were about to like get up.
I felt like I was at a lunch and I was like, all right, so that's good. All right, I'll see you later.
Like, okay,
I'll text
like,
you.
start. I'm like,
I should have done it. I should have just gotten up and left.
I shouldn't have said anything.
Then you heard like my bedroom door close.
I saw you moving over like to get up, and I'm like, what?
Because this is my natural instinct. Maybe my spirit guides are making me move this way. They're saying I'm done. I'm done for today.
Did we finish?
I'm punching out right now.
With spirit guide, are we good?
No, we're never going to be finished with spirit guides. But for now, yes. So thank you.
Very nice. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more content, and we'll see you in the next one. You turn the camera off. Erica's not here.
All right, good.
Oh.
It's getting better. You're getting better.
I'm getting better. You're getting better.